Hi everyone, this is William from the Headphone Experience, and I'm here tonight to tell you about the Audio GD Master 9 headphone amp. I've had this for about a week and a half now, and I would have done my first impressions video sooner, but I didn't have a headphone with a balanced headphone cord, so I wanted to wait and get a chance to listen to the headphone amp in balanced mode and instead of just single end, but I've had a chance now to listen to it both ways. And before I get into my impressions of this amp, I'm going to tell you that this is my first experience with Audio GD. I've never had a chance to listen to any of their products before. So I did a little research on them, and everything I could find, there's not a whole lot of information out there, but every review I could find of any of their products just went on and on about how great they were and what a great deal they were for the price. So I decided I really wanted to hear this amp. My first concern was the fact that they manufacture these in China and they don't have any distributors outside of China, so you have to order directly from China, which is a little bit complicated. It's a little bit different. You can't just go on the website and you know, click buy here and pay with your credit card, and it's a little more complicated. They do give you the prices on their website, but what you have to do is contact by email Audio GD and give them your shipping address, and they will email you back and let you know what your total cost with shipping will be. And then you have to pay. I think PayPal is the only option. You make your payment through PayPal, then notify them that the payment was made. As soon as they verify that, then they begin the process of getting your order out. And it really didn't take that long. I was concerned that coming from China, this might be, you know, a 3 or 4 week wait, when in fact, from the time I placed my order, it was 4 days until it shipped, and then another 6 days to arrive here in the middle of the United States. So total of 10 days from ordering until receiving it. So can't complain about that at all. I've waited that long for packages shipped from in the US. So anyway, my first impressions, well, the very first thing was I saw the box that came in, and it was huge. The thing was like probably 2 feet by 2 feet by about 10 inches tall. Shipping weight was 36 pounds, I believe. So a pretty substantial package. Anyway, the box came with about 2 inches of foam padding all the way around the amp. So even though the amp or the box did get beat up slightly in shipping, the amp arrived in perfect condition and no problems at all. I will give you well, you can see the amp is right up here behind me right now. I've got it hooked up and running, so I'm not going to pull it down and show you all the features, because like I said, the thing out of the box weighs 32 pounds. Well, 32 pounds minus the remote. The remote's actually pretty heavy. It does come with a nice remote. You got your volume up and down, and I believe you can mute it and change the inputs with this. So anyway, I'm gonna switch over to a close-up view of it, and then I'll be back with my impressions on the sound. Hi, here we have the Audio GD Master 9, a close-up view. I'll try to give you an idea of how massive this thing is. It's just about perfectly square, 17 by 17 inches, and about 4 inches tall. In comparison, here's a benchmark DAC 1, which is tiny compared to this. Anyway, I'm not going to spin it around right now. I'll do that on my full review and show you the inputs and outputs on the back. But anyway, for now, I'll show you the, we've got our power button to the far left, then our preamp headphone amp select switch, then our gain switch with 2 different gain levels, then our input selector that runs through the 5 different inputs, and our volume knob, which has 100 steps from 0 to 99. Then we have our balanced inputs, the double 3-prong balanced inputs, or outputs for the headphones, I'm sorry, and our 4-prong balanced output, and then our single-ended headphone plug, which are all locking plugs. Once again, you can just see how massive this thing really is, and it weighs I believe 32 pounds. Okay, so let's talk about the sound. The first thing I noticed is this is an exceptionally clear, clean, detailed amp. I am hearing details that I have never heard before from any other amp. I'm listening to songs that I've heard thousands of times, and I'm hearing new detail, especially in the treble. The detail in the treble is absolutely incredible, but it's not limited to just the treble. It's all the way through the entire frequency range. The next thing is this thing is rated at 9 watts per channel, pure class A into 40 ohms. So basically you have unlimited power. I don't care what kind of headphone you hook up to this, you are never going to run out of power. But what's really nice is with the gain control, switching back and forth between high and low gain, and your volume control with 100 steps, you have control with just about any kind of headphone you could ever hook up to this. And it doesn't matter. I mean, my hardest to drive headphone is the Hi-Fi Man HE560, and I don't even begin to get into the full power of this thing to make those sound great. And I plugged in my most efficient headphone, which is a little Sony MDRV 700, and I think about 112 watts or 112 decibels at 1 milliwatt. Extremely efficient. And even with those headphones, I can only pick up the slightest, and I mean slight. I had to get the room as quiet as I could to be able to hear it, just the slightest hum in the background. And as soon as you turn the music on, it completely disappears. It's so low you'll never hear it with music playing. So anyway, the amp is dead quiet, and you can use it from, I don't know, maybe some IEMs would be too sensitive. I have Hi-Fi Man RE400 IEMs, and I don't hear any background noise at all with those. So anyway, besides from being dead quiet, just absolutely black background, extremely detailed, and then the bass extension, it goes lower, has a more solid low end and better bass control than any amp I've ever heard. The sound stage is huge. It's just every headphone I've plugged into it, the sound stage is wider than I've ever heard from that from that headphone before, both wider and deeper. Basically, every headphone I have plugged into it so far, which would include the Hi-Fi Man HE560, the Hi-Fi Man Sandara, the older Hi-Fi Man HE500, and I've got the Kennerton Valley, which is hanging right here. And every headphone I've plugged into this so far sounds better than I thought that headphone was ever capable of sounding. Just, it brings out the best of every headphone I have tried with it. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm probably going to hold off a while before I do a full review of this headphone amp. And the reason being is, even though these headphones that I have, the HE560, especially the Kennerton Valley, they're great headphones, but I still don't think they're on the level of this amp. So I probably need to go with a higher end headphone to really be able to find out what this amp is capable of, find out where its limits are. I mean, I'm probably going to have to get into a $3,000 plus headphone to really hear the best that this amp is capable of. Also, for a DAC, I'm using the Benchmark DAC 1, which is a great DAC, but it's a little bit outdated, and I'm probably going to need to looking into hooking up a better DAC to this to really find out what it's capable of also. So might be a little while before I do a full review, and that is the reason, because I don't want to give a full opinion of this headphone amp until I have the proper equipment, whether I buy that equipment or maybe get it on loan, to really find out what this amp is capable of. Because like I said, I think it's probably way beyond my headphones that I have right now, and nothing against Hi-Fi Man or Kennerton. I'm sure one of Kennerton's top headphones, like the Odin or the, how's it pronounced, Thror, I guess, either of those, or one of Hi-Fi Man's higher end headphones like the HE1000 or maybe the Susvara. If I can get a hold of one of those, I will do a full review on this. But until then, I just want to say I'm blown away by this amp, and couldn't be happier. I mean, this thing is just bringing out details. I want to listen to every bit of music I have, because I'm hearing new details, especially in the treble, with just about anything I listen to. Just an incredible amp. So I'm going to wrap it up, and like I said, this was just supposed to be an initial impression, so not really a full review. So going to bring this to an end, but once again, this is William from the Headphone Experience. If you like my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also, all of you that aren't already members, join us at the Headphone Experience on Facebook. Thank you.